Hey everyone, welcome to the daily analysis for Monday, February 11th. It is getting close to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, and so these daily bars are pretty close to getting closed. And just want to start our Monday off here covering some of the major pairs and seeing how they got started off on the week. We'll cover the news events too and everything like that, but I think it's a great way to get the week started by going over these charts and just kind of seeing how some of them are setting up for the week to follow. And so I'm glad you're here with me, and I hope that this is a great, helpful analysis for you. Okay, guys, just to take a look at the news for tomorrow, you can see tomorrow is scattered with a few announcements. One of the things that we're going to look at is Draghi speaking again. That's 10:30 a.m. on the Eastern Standard timing. So, when Draghi speaks, obviously it can have some pretty interesting effects. Sometimes it's pretty limited. Sometimes he comes to bat pretty hard for the euro and increases the strength quite a bit. So just to be patient, if you have any euro crosses on, be careful with that and make sure that you're paying close attention there. Also, there's a few CAD announcements and some pound there too. In the London session, we have some Swiss news, so definitely scatter with a few different currency pairs. There is no major U.S. dollar news, so that's something to take into consideration. But certainly not a lack of news, and especially with that euro stuff coming out, be careful a little bit later in the New York session around 10:30 to see what Draghi speaks on and exactly what he does to that euro. Alright, so that's the news. Let's go ahead and move over to our terms real quick. Alright guys, and the terms basically are just there because the government is strict on companies like us who do education on investments, and so we just want to be clear that we're not an investment advisory service. The website is just to give free education and our opinions. It's for educational purposes only. We need to be really clear on that. So if you need to read through that completely, please go ahead and do that, and I'm going to move back into the charts. Alright guys, so first thing I'm looking at here is the euro dollar, and you can see starting off with a little bit of a stall action here this Monday. And so we are moving toward this kind of support zone, support area. Here's a nice level, and then of course it corresponds with the trend line a little bit later. So if it moves sideways and comes down, we can kind of get that double support area where the trend line is pushing it up, and then so is the Fibonacci area and the former support and resistance area. Now another way to look at this is to consider that you could have the trend line this way as well, which would bring that support a little bit closer, depending on how you draw the trend line. So this could be an area where it comes down, intersects with both the fib and the support area here, plus this recent trend line, and moves from there. So another area to consider on the euro dollar. Of course, I do think that the euro dollar is going to be a buy soon. I don't understand why the euro would be in a major reversal here. So pretty consistent upward, and I think that if we come down to a good zone and show any type of continuation, I'll be very interested in a buy on the euro dollar, and just a matter of waiting until it gets to that area and setting up. So that's the euro. A little bit of waiting games yet on that, but getting close to some good support either way, and just a matter of waiting on that. All right, US yen with another very nice bullish day. You can see coming pretty close here to the actual top of this recent move. So we'll see if it can break through that. But obviously the momentum is here on the US yen. The dollar not the strongest pair, but still against the weaker yen, driving it higher and higher. So kind of the next point, if it can break through this 94 area, is the 95 area, 100 pips higher. And so that's where I'm looking for the US yen to go. I think that, assuming continuation through these tops, we'll get to the 95. And that could be an area where we get a pullback, certainly. But it looks like definitely a good psych level. And also, if you scroll all the way back, you can see some former support and resistance around the 95 zone. So that's an area I look for price to go, and we'll see if it can break through and continue up that way. In the meantime, I'm not sure that the U.S. yen is my favorite yen cross because again that euro is so strong, and some other crosses that are equally good. But the U.S. has been just as consistent as the rest, even if it moves a little less pips each time. So still a great move upward, and obviously not surprised that buys are setting up consistently because the U.S. has been neutral, if not a little bit strong, and just the incredible weakness of the yen has drove this thing all the way up, getting close to 95 again. So great opportunities for buys there. Looking for that to get a little higher, and we'll see where it goes from there. All right, pound dollar breaking back once again through this 157 area. So we've chopped quite a bit now, and just a matter of if this can actually break some lows here and continue. It definitely looks like it wants to go lower. It's chopped. It's made a lot of great moves, this bar especially, and today's bar. Two massive bearish bars trying to push price lower, but so far we haven't seen the full follow through, and so it's just a matter of time whether this can actually break through and continue. And again, I think this 152.85 area all the way down here is legitimate price for pound to crash to if we can get some of that follow through. And so we'll see. Many people are still short on this, and I think that it has a lot of potential to go down. So we'll see if it can continue and get maybe down to some of those lower prices. Odd dollar, another one trying to fight. I think this is a great level for the odd to come down. Right below 102 is where most of these levels kind of correspond. So it's pushed a little bit lower today. Relatively consistent since this major bar we see here with a lot of bearishness. Definitely been some channeling, but overall moving lower on a pretty consistent basis and breaking through some levels. So no reason for me to think that this isn't going to continue going down, get to our level here, and then obviously we'll see what happens from that point. But odd continue to move downward pretty consistently, and the odd showing a good bit of weakness over the past few weeks. Euro pound, another one that had a sharp pullback. We saw this crash here, came all the way back down, and so basically the thing with euro pound is that we were just waiting and waiting to get a pullback before looking to continue this massive leg, and so we finally got that. Now it's setting up right here. Nice bullish bar today, looking like it wants to continue upward. Really, the only thing to worry about here is that this is coming kind of right into the little base here. To me, it doesn't seem like it should be a major point of resistance, but nonetheless something to think about. But looks like euro pound, good hook back and wants to continue upward. So to me, this euro pound bullish trend is still not over. Just because we had a few bearish days, I think that it's a nice continuation setup just to see if we can continue here, break through 86 again, and then hopefully on the second time break even through 87 and continue up through there. All right, and lastly, I want to just cover this pound New Zealand real quick. This is the one I've been watching again, waiting for the potential to hopefully short this if it breaks through the all-time low here and maybe heads toward the next leg of bearishness. Today we did get a nice little hook back around the 188 area, and so looking like it wants to head down. For me, I still do want to wait until it breaks this level. I think it could be a good short right into this level, but I'm looking for a little longer term trade. So what I'm going to do is kind of wait on this one, see if we can build some momentum, break through that level, and then if it breaks below the all-time lows here with some continued momentum, I still am definitely very interested in that short position that I've been mentioning, and that's what I'll definitely take advantage of. All right, so that's what I'm waiting for on that, and I hope that the daily analysis was helpful for you guys, just kind of covering some of these pairs on a general basis, getting us started for the week on what's going on. And if you do have any thoughts or questions or comments, be sure to leave those in the comments below. And also, if you don't mind taking the time to share on Facebook and tweet it on Twitter, those things really are appreciated as well. All right, so that's it for the analysis. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.